that a lot of the symptoms they had wasn't really from sleep deprivation, because of course they did use some stimulant gas, but was it really just a stimulant to keep them awake though? Because the symptoms of a lot of victims had during the main things, of going with sleep deprivation would be the paranoia and the hallucinations. But it doesn't quite make sense that what was described as them tearing off their own skin and eating it. A lot of doctors have talked about this, and the victims would have bled out from doing all that. Among the other things that they did, tearing off their skin, pulling their organs and stuff out. A person who is missing organs and muscles would have lost too much blood to even dare put up a fight when they were trying to be removed from the chamber.
Yeah, so that's one of the questions I had. One of them died when their spleen ruptured, but it's like, he just ripped out his own his own intestinal tract and laid it on the floor. How did he not bleed out from that?
Yeah, and they're supposedly watching his organs still working on the ground. Like, oh, look, it's still digesting the flesh that he ate.
Disgusting.
I don't know.
Yeah, this whole story, I don't know. I guess we moved to personal thoughts and theories. Let me hear it, boys. What's y'all's personal thoughts on it?
Hans, you look ready. You look ready.
I'm going to say that there's always truths in myths. They come from somewhere. The most interesting one that I found, have you ever heard about the crazy crystal meth adventure of a Finnish soldier?
A crazy crystal meth adventure?
Is this the one about the soldier that went on a spree after he took everybody's?
Yeah. So Emio, I can't even pronounce his fucking name. You can look him up. Just look up the coked out Finnish soldier. This man got separated from his troop while fighting the Russians in Finland. He woke up and he had been they're gone. So his ass popped all the fucking methamphetamines that they had and ended up skiing about 250 miles. And in that time, he waged a personal war against the Russians along the way, being blown up by landmines, being shot multiple times, and he didn't die at all. In fact, this one-man army fucking freaked out the Russians because he just wasn't stopping.
Won't stop, can't stop.
Yeah, I can't stop. So, all I can say is that's kind of like my little theory. The story comes from somewhere. And like Aaron said, it could just be, partially true. And that's a picture of the soldier.
Okay.
All right, let's take a look at this. Oh, well, he's like a weird, he's a reptilian. That's a reptilian. Look at him.
That's a reptilian, yeah.
That's a fucking reptilian.
This is your brain.
He was amped up on adrenochrome.
So he lived another 45 years afterwards?
Yeah, he died at 71.
Damn.
When he met up with his unit, he, only weighed 94 pounds and had a resting heart rate of 200 beats per minute.
Damn.
But, things are weird. These things could have happened. Like I said, with the hoax. It's Russia. They'll never tell us what they really did to people because it's just Russia. They're just really lucrative in everything they do.
So I can kind of see that. It reminds me of one video I seen on YouTube of this guy saying something to a girl or to his worker. I'm going to get you, bitch, after he gets tased. Have y'all seen that video?
Oh, yeah. And he's like, I'm going to get you, bitch.
Oh, yeah. Here it is. I'll link it. I'll get you, bitch. We're going to play that right now. 3, 2, 1, play. So there's a guy standing there getting tased by the police. He just doesn't even react. And he says,
I'll get you, bitch.
I'll get you, bitch. And then they put him on the ground. It's got to be scary for that girl, that poor girl.
Some people don't react to that shit.
Yeah, maybe, he had pain receptors blocked, or maybe he was hopped up on something.
You know what that reminded me of? The movie Crank.
Yes.
Yeah, with Jason Statham.
That's my boy.
Yeah.
Got to keep that heart going.
He tried to touch my dick one time.
Really?
I bet you let him, because you're not going to stop him.
I'm Jason Statham. Let me get that dick.
Oh my God.
My dad, he can withstand a stun gun. I'm like the highest power stun gun. I like called bullshit on it when I was like 16, and he went out and bought it and said, "You think this is a fucking joke?" And like held it to his neck, and you could hear it clicking. He had a burn from it.
Damn. Okay. What about you? Can you withstand it?
Um,
A stun gun to the throat?
I've had 200 volts go through me before.
Did you lock up? Like completely lock up?
So funny story. Here I am. My parents are divorced, so my mother had this old-fashioned refrigerator. It's a Gibson, ancient, made of fucking steel. It's a behemoth. It's what Indiana Jones climbed into in the Crystal Skulls.
Boss of a fridge.
Yeah. One day, I'm like, I'm going to go get me a Sooty Pop out of the refrigerator. I think I was like 14. And I remember grabbing the handle, and I thought we were having an earthquake in Indiana. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I kind of let go of the handle, and I'm looking around. I'm like, nothing's shaking. Like, what the fuck? And then when I grabbed it again, I realized what was happening. Like, fucking jerked back and fell back on the garage floor. And I couldn't, I didn't want to let go the first time. And I think that's just because it was tensing my muscles up. But I don't think I could withstand that. I've been tased. Fuck that, dude.
Yeah, I've been tased twice in the hand and in the ass.
Did you like it?
By one of my old managers. No. Like completely, all my muscles locked up and I fell to the ground. He was playing around with a taser at work and then just hit it when I put my hand in between it to get him to stop. And he hit the button and I went down like a sack of potatoes. Then he reached across the counter and just tried to touch my ass with it. Well, it freaking touched my ass and he pressed the button and I fell down like a sack of potatoes again. Yeah, it wasn't fun. I hate stun guns. What about you, Dan? Have you ever been stunned before?
I've never been tased, but I've electrocuted myself some. Yeah. When we had a swimming pool, we ended up getting a new, sand filter kind of thing for it. And I was trying to get it all connected, and the shit overflowed and started to flow right near the electrical cord. So I kind of like picked up the electrical cord and went to try to unplug it real quick. And let's just say I wasn't quick enough. And I'm standing there just like kind of shaking a little bit. And my niece fucking just standing there just like, what's wrong? And I'm just like staring at her like, this hurts. Like couldn't move. Then finally it stopped to enough to where I unplugged it. And I kind of just like walked away and sat down.
Damn.
I was like really numb for a while. So I was like, not doing that again. Not messing with that.
I don't like electricity. I don't like electricity at all.
No.
But anyway, so what is your thoughts on this, Dan? Do you think this story is real? Do you think it's fake? What's your whole thoughts behind it?
I'm with Hans on this one. There's always some truth to it. But if you throw in enough crazy ass information with it to where people start questioning if it's actually real or not, then they succeeded. It's like, hey, we're throwing this out in your face that we did this experiment, but yet, here's some crazy ass shit that, no one's going to believe happened. People are just going to blow it off.
Yeah, true. Now, hear me out on this. What if this story was real, but it was actually aliens that they found in the 60s? They found 5 of them. They put them in this chamber. They had their suits taken off of them and said, let's pump oxygen inside there and just observe them. See what happens. And they're the ones whispering into the microphones. That's why they couldn't understand them. They started screaming, and then they started shitting on the papers.
Do you think that's why they had so much high levels of oxygen in their vascular system?
Yeah, that's why they were able to tear out their organs and stare at them and, fight them off. What if there was truly just aliens and it wasn't political prisoners? Or maybe it was political prisoners. Maybe the whole reason why we go to war is over aliens. Like, hey, this nation got some aliens the other day. Let's go invade them over quote unquote oil. But instead, we're invading them for aliens. I don't know. Just trying to, go a little out there on this.
I mean, that would explain all, like, if the story was true, them ripping out their organs, I don't know, shitting on the paper. I'm pretty sure they'd probably find a different way to do that. I mean, they had a toilet, but I don't know. Maybe I guess didn't want them watching them anymore.
They caught the other person's turd and used it as like a big crayon. I'm just kidding.
I'm making a mural. I mean, the military does a lot of fucked up experiments too.
Of course.
Like one of the ones they made us go through was hypoxia training. You all know what that is, right?
Yes, but for the people who don't, explain it.
That's like, so airplanes are pressurized to like a certain mileage up so that we have oxygen because, the higher you go, the less close the oxygen molecules are. So here we are in a chamber doing hypoxia training. And to us, we watched the video. To us, we thought we were doing normal things. And they only put us in there for like a minute or two. Like nothing too like fucking weird. But it got weird. We started playing patty cake. And to us, we're like, yeah, patty cake, just trying to fucking pass the time. Watching the video, we weren't even hitting our hands. We were reaching over and touching each other and like drooling and saying patty cake.
That's so messed up. Wow.
We were laughing like
That's funny.
Just a random note. Do you think the hippies at Woodstock could have withstood the test?
No. I don't think anybody could.
The gas, they're just like, this is nothing compared to what the CIA's been giving us.
The LSD, the orange sunshine, this is nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, your body needs to sleep.
Oh, yes.
And I'm surprised that any of them lasted as long as they did. Shoot, the way I acted, just like 3.5 days. I don't know how those people lasted 11 days or anything like that.
You got anything else you want to add to today's episode?
I should probably get more sleep.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Well, it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. Very interesting story. It was something good to talk about, something different than we've done. So I enjoyed researching it and reading about it.
I'm going to start reading creepypastas.
Yeah. All right. So before we roll it out, y'all got any interesting stories or anything that happened to you this weekend or anything you want to share?
No, I don't think anything, really.
Went back home to Indiana, got well grounded with my people in the corn, children of the corn. Funny that we're talking about Russian sleep experiments because my flight left out Monday morning at 6 and I woke up Sunday morning at 5